Honestly, I don't get it, but I really want to. I saw the gameplay and it grabbed my attention. Why would it not? I think the game is beautiful. I think the music is fantastic and the mystery is so captivating. After a few hours of solid gameplay, I have to confess I don't see what the fuss is about. The degree to which people profess their love and enjoyment, it sounds like the game saved their parents from divorce or something. And I'm not here to give out wet willies and take lunch money, so don't get me wrong. But the game lost me and it's because of the gameplay loop. The simple gameplay loop goes like this. After waking up in the days, you roast some marshmallows, spark some conversations, and explore a bit. Boom, nothing. You're dead. Your life flashes before your eyes, and you wake up in the same spot you left minutes ago. It hit you. You're stuck in a Groundhog Day situation. So you get in your spaceship and start unraveling the daunting mystery that lies before you. And that's when you see it. The loop coming to an end with the sun exploding in violent blues, engulfing the entire solar system that the game revolves around, resetting the day. And my goodness, I can't oversell how brimming the solar system is with mystery and creativity. Planets vastly different from one another. An ocean planet with a volatile gravity system and tornadoes that raises and then crashes the waves, pushing and pulling the oceans. So you feel that's a bit much, you head into another direction where you find twin planets tethered by a column of sand, moving the sand to and fro that reveals different buildings and locations on each planet. You travel from one planet to the next, uncovering the mystery of what exactly happened to the Nomai, an advanced race of aliens that used to call it home, and why they went extinct. On paper, this 22-minute loop that forms the center of the game and the small solar system with some bizarre planets sounds like my jam. But I bounced off of it despite being invested in the mystery, the art style, and the melancholy music. And I really want to drive home how artistically captivating this game is, getting lost in the exploration of the void. So why? Why couldn't I get myself to finish the game? I couldn't put my finger on it. It was time for a spiritual journey. I gulped down some ayahuasca and went on a kaleidoscopic riverboat journey into the deep of my psyche. And I believe I found it, the mental barrier that I keep bouncing off of, and it's quite simple. And yeah, I'm very much aware of the game's cult following, and that what I have to say might ruffle some feathers. So let's see what would be the grounds for my human sacrifice from said cult.
This is either really good or really bad.
First firewood to add onto the pile of the fire altar is the once enjoyable, now tedious commuting. And I mean this sincerely. Looking forward to space traveling was worn down gradually by having to wake up every 22 minutes again and go up the same elevator again and trying not to crash land again. To add salt to injury, the time it takes just to travel to the exact same spot where everything came to an end, oh, it just burns through a healthy portion of your in-game time and real life time. It got very frustrating, and I'll get to some solutions later on I think will help, but the repetitive frustration is probably the biggest one. After spending that time to get to where you were, I would prefer to take my sweet time exploring all the possible corners of the system or the hidden rooms. And practically, I can do it, but again, having to go to the exact same spot multiple times just to come to the realization that there is no hidden room and that my hunch didn't pan out on a puzzle is kind of a gut punch, considering the amount of time spent to come up empty handed. Another ace on my House of Cards, adding to the time frustration statement, is the maze like structure a lot of the planets have. Jumping back to the twin planets as an example, there's an entire civilization structure beneath the surface with branching corridors, dark hallways, or even a sand waterfall serving as a veil to hidden entrances. And to discover these or recreate your previous pathway can eat up even more time. It might not sound like it, but I actually prefer this explorative approach to world design. So my problem is not with the design choice in isolation, it is with the structure in the context of your limited time. They don't act as complementary element designs. In order to keep track of the mystery solved and the breadcrumbs picked up, your spaceship has a built-in log that serves to keep progressive track of the mysteries you solved and links to different locations and landmarks regardless of your deaths. And I think this mechanic is great. It's not just a menu to refer to outside of the game, it's a mechanic embedded in your ship, acting on its own agency outside the time loop. And I think they could have done more with the mechanic, but I'll get to that as part of my suggestions a bit later on. I have this indelible picture in my mind that a lot of these design choices are not complementary. And I can't speak to the intention behind the choices made, but on face value, it does not indicate that the playtime was really taken into account or respected. Could just be me though, could be that I'm not supposed to enjoy this one. Maybe it's fate. Maybe it's predestination. Maybe William Shakespeare performed some dark magic with the fates to ensure that I will never enjoy this game, writing maliciously on his papyrus. Fates, with thy celestial quills, inscribe in the heavens that he shan't ever relish this game. Or am I just playing the game wrong? Am I a flaker for not having the resolve to see it through to a tipping point where everything starts to fall satisfyingly into place? Who knows? But now that I've said my piece, I have some suggestions that I think would at least take the sting out of some belly aching, if not have a decent overall improvement. The first one, simple, make the time loop longer. Instead of 22 minutes, 45 minutes would at least give you a lot more breathing room and soothe the repetitiveness of the traveling without negatively diluting the effects of the imminent approaching end. This is the equivalent of including an easy mode. Sure. In an interview with Game Informer, the game's creative director, Alex Beecham, explained that the time loop was designed to allow players to explore the game's world at their own pace while maintaining a sense of urgency and mystery. And that makes sense. I understand that there's a trade off. If the loop is too long, it loses some weight to your choices. But it was somewhat arbitrarily chosen. It could just as easily have been longer without sacrificing the game's urgency and excitement. On the contrary, I actually think too short of a loop did more damage to the overall enjoyment and excitement than a longer one would have. But let's assume 22 minutes is perfect, and any other time frame would have caused the butterfly effect and a black hole would have swallowed the Earth by now. I think the inclusion of a fast travel system in the form of a portal would have been just as helpful. You land on a planet where a fixed point would be. You build or repair a structure that opens up a portal on the planet and on your home planet. There's already an established mechanic that is bulletproof to the resetting of the loop. So, having the same idea, but with a portal that will remain repaired regardless of the loop system. Once you have the portal completed, you just jump from your home planet to the planet you were already at. Now you're thinking, okay, cool, but then I'll be stuck on a planet without my ship.
Well, you know the old expression. Nope.
The developers already included the ship launcher that shoots or retrieves your ship to a set destination. Why not have one near the portal then? Having the initial requirement of having to travel to the planet first to open it up, and then sidestepping the frustration of having to travel to the same route every time. If you enjoy the traveling, then you can continue with it, but at least you have the option then. That is essentially my view on the game. I'm open to any and all suggestions. Maybe someone out there has the golden key that I'm missing to actually enjoy the game. Someone, I need to know, am I missing something? Or is it just one of those things that either you click with or you don't? Does someone have the key that'll open up the game? I want to be excited for the Echo of the Eye DLC, but I'm stumped and I'm really hoping someone can align my chakras and open up my third eye. But maybe I should just go on and fight William Shakespeare or just make peace and move on. If you want to be part of the cult that performs my human sacrifice, the sign up list is below in red and has the word subscribe on it. And if you just want to crowdfund some firewood, there's a blue thumbs up for that as well. Thanks for watching.